What's up, traders? Since tomorrow is NFP News Trading Day, I've decided to make this wonderful YouTube video talking about how this Forex trading news strategy changed my whole life. Right? So, in this particular video, I'm not going to do so much talking, but take your book and your pen and let's dive straight into this fantastic YouTube video. Right, so in this YouTube video I'm going to do some one or two stars and then let's get it done. You just know how to trade this news this time, right? So right, let's get into this video, how I'm going to analyze psychology levels and stuff before I take this trade. Right, so tomorrow is NFP, every first Friday of every month. Sorry, this NFP, we trade NFP, right? So let's get into this video. Right, so what I basically do first is that I go to higher time frames during this time and then watch where the market is actually going. Right, so we can see that AUD over here, right? I basically predicted AUD to fall to this side, right? And then it's basically here at the moment. Right, so let's get straight into this video, right? So when it comes to trading news, it's where the markets get very volatile. When your technicals are on point, automatically it goes with the market, it goes with the news, right? So what I basically do first is I go on higher time frames like the daily and the monthly time frame. So right now, firstly, I go on higher time frames to look for where the market is actually going, right? That's what I do first, right? So we can all see that on the monthly time frame that odd USD, right, is on a downtrend. Odd USD is on a downtrend using the trend line, right? We can see what odd is doing. Right, let me give a nice, well, we can take it from this side. Right, we know that the market is in a downtrend, right? And also, after knowing where the market is going, right, we can see that the market is going downwards. We can see that this market is going downwards. You can see that this market is going downwards, right? And also, after we see the market is in a downtrend, market is going on a downward trend. Now we have our zone marked, right? We have this zone marked, resistance zone, resistance zone, resistance zone, and also a resistance zone over here marked, right? We have our support zone, a support zone, a support zone, a support zone, right? We have all these zone marks, right? So this forex market moves from zone to zone. We can basically see that price moved from this zone to this zone, move from this zone to this zone, right? And it moved from this zone to this zone, and from this particular zone to this zone, and from this zone to this zone, right? Hope it's not getting difficult, right? Price move from zone to zone. Basically, no matter what the trend is, you have to know that price move from zone to zone. Now let's take a look at what, let me finish cleaning. I don't want my chart getting messy, right? If you take a steady look at what I'm trying to tell, what I'm trying to prove over here, you'll be profitable trading this forex news, right? It's not anything difficult. You just have to know where the market is going, right? Okay, let me clean this. Right. So now we know that this market moved from zone to zone, right? So now at the moment we know the price is basically at our support level, right? So price at our support level, we are looking for price to reach what, our resistance zone, which is all to the side, right? We have price doing something like that. So now we know that price has the possibility going up, going to the upside, right? Okay, so what we know is that using our trend, right, using this downward trend, right, we know that price has the possibility, right? This is the monthly time frame, so we'll scale down to the lower time frames and then get things done, right? We can see, we can see from here, we can see from here, right? We can see the price is on what? This support. Price is on this support, right? We can also see the price came here and then bounced back. Price came here and then is bouncing back to the top. We can all see this, right? So what we are basically going to do is that we will come back to the daily time frame and then look at what the market is trying to tell us, right? Coming back to the daily time frame, we can see something like this, right? The market has been moving, right? Right, we can see that when the market started moving downwards, right? When this whole market started moving downwards, you know that price cannot move from a zone. Just price cannot move from this zone straight to this zone, right? We know that there will be waves that will be happening in the market, waves that will be happening before price will literally reach its zone, right? So what you do is that you look for key zones, right? Places of you can see you have to look for places of support and resistance, right? We can see the price respected this place, right? We can see the price respected this spot. Price respected this spot before coming down, right? So price also respected and respecting this sort of a resistance over here, right? So looking at that, we can see that price has been respecting this zone. Now, if you want to take a trade, right, during this kind of news, you have to know that price is still under this resistance, right? Price is still under this resistance. Therefore, when you are in or coming to take a trade, you have to know that price is under this resistance. Therefore, you have to look for sales on the news. You don't have to look for buys because you know that price is in an overall buy move to the upside, right? So you have to know that price has places that it tests before it reaches to the upper side. Although we have a buy trend or a sell trend, you have to know that price has some places of support and resistance. And this is basically one. This is basically one price respecting, failing to break to make higher highs, right? So now in this particular trade, we can all see that price is moving, right? We can all see that price is moving to the upside, right? Price is moving to the upside, and there is this trend supporting price to the upside, right? You can see that price respected hits. Price had this kind of a support over here. This is a support line I have over here, and this is a resistance. This zone is also a resistance. Now price went to hit our resistance and is dropping back to our support, right? We have this in our mind that price has a little support over here and a little resistance over here in this overall move trend, right? So in the back of our mind, we know that price has the potential of going either ways, which is price has the potential of coming down to hit this support, or price literally pushing to the upside and make something like this and then move, continue the trend, right? So what, let's say we are stuck in over here, right, and the news is coming, right? What you are going to do is, let's come back to the 4-hour time frame. What you are going to do in this trade is that you know that the very moment that price breaks this resistance, we are going to look for buys for that spike, right? But the fact that price is under this resistance, there will be a momentum to the downside to 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 create lower lows and lower highs or higher highs, or stuff like that, right? We see that on this trend, in this trend, right? In this trend, we need that markets, the market is in this trend, right? The market is in this trend to the upside to hit this zone, right? To hit this zone, we can see something like that. So knowing that we have our our support over here, right? Support over here. Now I was waiting for price to drop from this zone to hit it because I knew that price was under this resistance, right? So when price broke, I entered my sales over here, and then I was looking for price to come into this orange or yellow box over here. Sorry, I was waiting for price to enter this yellow box over here, circle over here, right? And price did the same thing, right? We have a couple of examples I'll try to show you, right? So what you have to do is that you go to the higher time frames, look at where the market is going, and come back to the lower time frame, look at what the market is trying to do. And basically, I do this trading styles on the 4 hour time frame. I trade the news basically on the 4 hour time frame because the market shows me wherever it's trying to go. We can see that you can enter if the market was here, right? If the market was here, we know that we are buying, right? But you will not see the same thing on the lower time frames, right? We know that the market will obviously buy from this zone, right? We know that the market has some sort of a higher high made over here. We know that the market will sell to this zone because it was under this resistance. So this is how I basically do it. I go to the higher time frames, scale down to the lower time frames, and then watch how the market is trying to do. If the market is above your resistance, making it a support, you have to buy quickly, right? So now let's come to some pairs and then let's look at what they are also doing. Right, let me look for a pair. Let's see if you odd. Right, we can see what's happening, right? In let's say the news is coming, right? We know that on the higher time frame, we know that Hero AUD is selling. We know that Hero AUD is selling. It just got to its resistance and then it's selling, right? So what we have got to do is that we'll come back to the lower time frames and then do what? Wait for price to give a clear touch to the zone, and then we sell straight because we know that this is a nice market setup, right? To trade if there is a news coming, right? Tomorrow there's a news coming, right? This is hero odd. This is hero odd. Looking at this trade, we know there's a big sales coming, right? I'm going to take my sales from here, push down, right? We can see the market is under our resistance, right? But let's say here comes tomorrow, we realize the market was above our resistance, making it a support. We will buy to the upside, right? It's just simple. So you just have to know where your market is going, your support and resistance. If the market is coming and you know that the current price is under your resistance, you have to sell. If it's above your support, buy. You understand? This is how I basically do it, and then I do that on the 4 hour time frame. If the market was here during during the news, I was going to sell straight, right? I'm going to sell straight to this downside, right? And I know that there's a support over here, so the market has to retest this, make lower low for a down move, right? So this is basically how I do it. This is the end of this YouTube video. Please, if you find this video interesting, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and also share to as many as you can, right? This is the best way to trade the news. What you have to do, firstly, you have to go to the higher time frames and then know where the market is actually going to, right? And then come back to the lower time frame on the 4 hour and then put your support and resistance zone over there. The moment you realize that the market is under your resistance, you sell. If the market is above your support, you buy, right? Looking at what the market is doing, looking that if the market is under our resistance like this, what you basically have to do is sell, right? And the market happens to be at our resistance on this particular market move. And also this resistance tells us that when price gets here on the market and it's under our resistance, we have to sell to the downside, right? This is basically simple. So this is the end of this YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.